please. Achieve health goals in 3 months, my ass. I guess she has no idea about how many birthdays are there in these months, how many celebrations I have to go to, and how many desserts I will have to eat. I guess it's just not possible. How do I even possibly lose weight at this time?
If this is you, then you are going to love today's video because I am going to share 5 tips with you so that you can have your cake and eat it too. Let's go. Before we even begin speaking about how you can have your desserts and still maintain your weight, it's very important to understand that you do not need to blame yourself for the relationship that you have with food, because the relationship as human beings that we have with sugar is primal. It's coming since the early man's time, because sugar is the direct source of energy. And when early man consumes energy, there are pleasure centers of our brain which are triggered, because sugar means energy. Energy means you have this source which is going to help you save yourself, help you be protected. So sugar in the direct sense means survival. However, there are 2 problems in which this primal process is not helping us today. The first problem is that early man was working really hard to find this sugar, but that's not the case with us. We can have a variety of sugar sources. We can have variety of desserts without having to work at all for them. And the second problem is that the sugar that early man was consuming was coming from the natural sources of fruits. And that's not the case with us. The desserts of our age and generation create a lot of insulin spike, a lot of blood sugar spike, and that causes our energy to steeply go down. That also causes a lot of glycemic load on our cells to utilize that sugar as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's going to just roam around in the blood, and that's going to reach the brain, and that's not going to be good for us. And to save us from that excess sugar load, there is the process of converting that sugar to fat. This process also helped early man to store the energy whenever he had food available, but it's not serving us anymore today. And that's the reason why sugar is not to be blamed for our fat. Even fat is not to be blamed for our fat. But our portion sizes and the sources where we are getting these fats and sugar from is the problem. Having said that, this video is not there to scare you and not to make you eat desserts. This video is there so that you can learn exactly how you can enjoy these desserts and still not have them hamper your health. So my first tip for you to eat your desserts and still maintain your weight and health is that you do not run away from them, because you simply can't. I've already explained you how our brain likes sugar because it creates that sense of security. So we cannot run away from sugar, because if you do run away from sugar, if you try to hold on to that craving, you're going to crave for it more. And then you're going to eat all the crap in the world, but not the sugar. And that will also cause a lot of sugar load in your body, because whether you like it or not, all the carbohydrates are converted to glucose only. And that's going to cause that glycemic load. So rather than holding on to your craving, have a little piece of what you are craving and then forgive yourself, move on. My next tip for you to enjoy desserts and still maintain weight is that you start your day on a sweeter note. Yes, you heard it right. I'm telling you to start your day with the desserts, but I'm not telling you to have those cakes and pastries and all the hydrogenated vegetable oil and all the trans fat, and let's not go there. What you can have to satisfy your sweet buds in the morning itself is that you can start your day with the fruit, because that natural sweetness is going to be as similar as the early man was supposed to consume, and that's how you trigger all those happy responses in your body and you have a better day. Another thing that you can do is that you have a sweet breakfast, and in the sweet breakfast you can have fruits, milk, oats combined together, which makes an amazing fruit pudding.
And I have it right now.
Another breakfast that my sweet craving clients have is a rice and milk kheer. Yes, kheer, which is sweetened with dates, raisins, and it's frozen, so it's made earlier in the night and then consumed the next morning when it's almost frozen and it feels like ice cream to begin your day with. I have a really romantic relationship with food. And my next tip so that you can enjoy desserts and still maintain weight is that you find out healthier alternatives to all your desserts. For example, I made this really amazing banana ice cream and the recipe is there on my Instagram. I will link it in the description box so that you can make it yourself as well. Apart from that, what you can also do is that all the cream based desserts like fruit creams, you can make that in yogurt or milk base. So a simple recipe can be that you take a cup of curd, you add some honey, or you even avoid that because sugar and honey have the same calories anyway, and you add the fruits and have that as your dessert or as whenever you're craving sugar. Apart from that, you can have chocolate shakes as well. Yes, chocolate shakes. And a simple recipe that you can use is you have a glass of milk, you add unsweetened cocoa powder for that chocolatey flavor, you add some vanilla essence, that's the secret ingredient, the magic ingredient, because it makes all the difference. And for the creaminess and thickness, you add a banana. It's going to be sweet and it's going to be super yummy. I have people vouching for it. And yeah, try it and let me know. And the best part is that it is really filling and it takes literally 3 minutes to make. So if you are a foodie on the go, rushing in the mornings, this is your breakfast. And my next tip, if you love desserts as much as I do, is that you make them nutritionally empowered. How do you do that? Add some protein into your shakes, maybe into your pancakes as well. The chocolate shake that I've just told you, the banana ice cream that I've just told you. And if you have this question, are the proteins safe? Are the proteins steroid? Let me just bunk those myths right here. Proteins are completely safe. Whey concentrate, which is the most commonly available protein supplement out there, is nothing else but the dehydrated form of the liquid that you get when your milk goes bad. That's all. So if you want, you can even make whey at your home. Add some lemon to boiling curd, milk, and you can see that the cottage cheese or the paneer gets separated and the liquid gets separated. That liquid is a very high quality protein and you should in fact use that for your dals. And if you dehydrate that, that is the protein powder which is available in a dabba. So it's completely safe. Consume that. And my next tip for you, if you want to enjoy the dessert and still maintain weight, is that if at all, whenever you are eating a dessert which is not among the options that I have told you, enjoy it to the heartful. Please do that. The reason for that is not only that I promote body positivity, that's true, but there is a physicochemical reason as well. When you stress out for any reason, whether it is about your food, relationship, your job, whatever it is, there is a stress response that is going on in our body. Cortisol is released in our body, and one function of cortisol is that it helps our organ to be protected by creating a fat layer around them. So if you're eating something and then you're guilting over it, you're basically developing a lot more fat around your organs than it otherwise would if you are happy about what you ate. So don't be guilty. Enjoy the desserts. Occasionally maybe, but yes, enjoy. And an extension of this tip is my next tip, that you understand the quality and the types of desserts which are out there. So there are primarily 3 types of desserts out there. One, who have the primary ingredient as sugar. Next are the ones which have sugar and fat both. And third are the baked confectionaries. Now whether you want to see international desserts or desi desserts, all of the desserts can be put under one of these 3 categories. If you want to make a healthier choice around desserts, what you can do is that you put the sugary desserts over the fried and sugary desserts, because in the fried and sugary, for example gulab jamun, there is oil because there is deep frying and sugar as well. However, if you talk about only the sugary dessert, for example rasgulla, there's only sugar, there's no oil. So you can make your choices this way. And why I keep baked confectionaries at the minimum, because there is a lot of trans fat also which is involved. There is a lot of sodium also which is involved, because that is involved in the baking and rising process of the baked confectionery. Now if you have liked any of my tips, then take a screenshot of that tip and share it with your friends also on Instagram. Tag me so that I can also reshare and thank you for sharing my tips. And if at all you are among those people who think that their metabolism is just too screwed to have any kind of sugar, then watch this video next, because in this video I'm going to share some tips and prepare for the new year on a healthy note before even the new year comes. So I will see you in this video next. Bye.